Hello, Easy Terry here, and welcome to my EzWastelands mod. So, the EzWastelands mod is really intended to work with other mods, and as you can see, it generates this wonderful wasteland. And the point of the wasteland is for really map creators and pack creators to have a world with nothing but these wasteland blocks, which are not particularly useful. It's this way all the way down to bedrock, and we are at y equals 73 right here. Sea level is set to a little low at y equals 52. Now, there is no ocean in this gen, no villages, no structures of any kind. You are seeing it. However, the mod does have options for these things, and I want to help show you how you would include these options. So if your pack requires them, you can use it, or if you want to do a playthrough with some of the extra options, etc. First, I want to go over one of the mod options, and if we go into Mods, EzWastelands, and Config, you will see here Wasteland Block, and basically, despite its shortened name, this is the config to enable or disable the gravity of the wasteland block. I'm sure in a new version I will correct the name to be a little more clear here. But basically, when true, you're going to be asked to restart the client, and then the wasteland blocks will act like sand and fall. Otherwise, the default is for them to be solid, as you saw before. Okay, so if we go into a new world, and for testing I'm going to make this creative, you can see a few options here. Now what you're going to see is this new world type Wastelands, and if we press Customized, you will see various configuration sliders. You're welcome to play with these, see what they are. We have many options. We can have water oceans, as we can see at y equals less than 52. By default, that's no. So these are all the default values right now. If we go into presets, we can see a few presets. Classic is the presets closest to what this mod was previous to 1.10.2. Village Challenge is something you can actually play with just this mod in survival. You basically will need to pillage the villages, get yourself to the nether and off to the end eventually. It does have strongholds. Alien Hills is a extreme version of some of the some of the terrain options, which makes a much more hilly terrain. And Wasteland Seas is a new to this version feature of actually having oceans in the world. So we can select any of these, and as you can see up here, we actually have the full customization string, and you can actually then see all the configuration values here and change it. So you can see this says water oceans on, it's generated strongholds is no, but we could set it to yes. And when you're done with all this, you can always go back into presets and copy this string for sharing with other people. Once you have the settings you want, you press done, and you're back to the normal customization screen, so we can create new world. And here we are, our standard ocean world with strongholds enabled, which is not the default for this preset, but is certainly an option. And if this would be a nice choice if you actually wanted to give the users access to water, but as you can see, it is just a wasteland block under the ocean. If you have stronghold generation enabled, it's fairly standard. You just follow the eyes of Ender. So when enabled, as you can see, we also do get normal stronghold gen. So if you don't want to make an alternate way for people to get to the end, you can have the strongholds generate and they can go through the end portal normally. And that is the expectation of the village challenge. So the original idea for this terrain gen was to use something like ex nihilo omnia to generate your resources. since you'll only optionally have water, and obviously there's no resources besides the wasteland block, which can't be crafted into anything. If you are using that approach or some other mod to generate resources such as forestry bees, obviously you need to design the pack and any starter inventory you need to get going. At this moment, I do not know of something that'll provide a starter inventory for this version of Minecraft. Hopefully either I or someone else fix that soon. So there's one other thing I want to go over, and that's what to do if you don't want the default Wasteland gen for your mod pack, or you want to force the Wastelands to be the default world gen so people don't accidentally go into a new world and see usual trees as normal. And the solution to this is to get another mod that I am maintaining, which is Default World Generator. And with Default World Generator, we can configure right here. So you saw I went into Mods, and I went into Default World Generator, and we go Configure. And this will let you configure some defaults for the world. So under World Generator, we can select Wastelands again. Under Customize JSON, you can now actually go right into the customization screen, including the presets. So let's say we wanted Alien Hills this time. We can just set that there, and that'll be all the presets. Obviously, if you want your own configuration here, you are free to do so. And I am actually interested in any customization presets anyone has that they consider interesting, and maybe we'll add it to the preset menu. Continuing on, when you press done here, the whole JSON string will be incorporated here. Lock world type, actually, I'll show you in a second. So if we go out right now, we're going to single player and we go create new world. We're going to go say creative, more world options. And when I come here, you'll see world type wastelands. And when we go customize, it'll already have the presets, including the strongholds that Alien Hills has. We can verify this by, let's just go ahead and go creative, new world, create new world, and we should see Alien Hills appear at a random seed. And here, as you can see, we have the Alien Hills variation of the Wastelands terrain gen. And thus, if this was the terrain you wanted your users to start off in with the default World Generator mod, you can configure that for your user simply with the same GUI you're used to for configuring in game. By the way, that saves to the config file in the config directory, and if you include that in the server pack, this would be the default for the server too, so long as you also had the default World Generator mod on the server. One last feature in Default World Generator is if we set world type, lock world type to true, and now we go into single player, create new world. When we go in when we go into more world options, you'll see that we do not have the configuration settings. This means you can only make wasteland worlds. You can toggle generate structures. If you do not have villages or strongholds, this doesn't do anything, but that will toggle villages and strongholds. And you can still set your custom seed. One last option is if you want to preset the seed, and this is actually very useful for testing even if you don't use it in your final pack. You can put a seed here which will be used as the default world seed. So now if we do the one last time, go into single player, create new world, and we go more world options, you'll see seed for world generator is now Easy Terry. This could just allow you to distribute a pack with an intended seed for your users, a seed that you know will work well. Obviously, if people want a different map, they can still change the seed here. If you're really looking for a static map to start with, there are other mods that'll work better than Default World Generator. Anyway, I think that concludes a quick overview of what EzWastelands is and how to configure it for your mod pack. Hopefully you find some interesting uses for it. Certainly I used a earlier version of this for an ex nihilo pack, or added it to an ex nihilo pack, so I would have ground terrain rather than everything up in a skyblock. But it could be used for something either crash landing or regrowth like. Obviously the terrain is a little different, and thus your final mod should be different. Your final pack should be different. And the limit is your imagination, but if you want an alien world to work on, this will generate one for you. And if you want to change the texture of this background, you can just by using a resource pack, of course, or by adding a custom resource to your existing pack. So thank you for watching, and this is Easy Terry, logging off. Bye-bye.